Okay guys, so in this video we're talking about whether you should buy stocks now while they are cheap. So a lot of people have been asking me questions on whether this is a good time to buy stocks, and for a lot of you guys out there, maybe you're investing in the stock market this year, maybe you just got interested when you've seen that the market's been down quite a bit. Kind of make this video to address this common concern that people are wondering right now in terms. So for me, I just want a bit of background on myself. I'm 33. I've been investing probably for 20 years on and off, and I was heavily invested in stocks, and then I did really bad during the 2008 financial, and then basically for the last I was about stocks, and I recently just got back into stocks more so seriously over the last year or two, but I knowledge of the giving you my advice from my personal point of view. What should you be doing right now? Well, the most important thing I think is really just realize that this will pass. So you guys a little bit of background on what happened in 2008. Similar thing happened. We had a financial collapse. Everybody got scared out of stocks. So I could just go back a bit in this chart. So this is the SP index chart. This is like the 500 of some of the biggest companies in the United States. This is a good way to kind of see what's going on in the stock market. There's also the Dow Jones 30 as well, but I think the S&P index is like more of a broad view of the US stock market. Okay guys, so if you take a look at this chart, I want to show you guys basically what happened in 2008 during the financial collapse. It touched down here, basically similar to a lot of the dot-com bust, and once those stocks hit points, we basically skyrocketed up here. So the stock market is up a ton over the last 10 and 20 years in general. We're down a lot. We're actually higher than we were just 10 years ago. The S&P was at about 700, currently at 2,500. So the index is quadrupled over the last decade, which means that if you base this basic data, which is the ETF that tracks the S&P 500, you'd put your money in a savings account or high yield savings account, you would have barely made anything. So basically the overall is long-term returns, and that's why people are usually interested in the stock market in general. You can get better returns than anything you can with bonds, high yield savings accounts like that. So for me, what I've been trying to do is not to I've been using a dollar cost averaging strategy. So what I'm saying by dollar cost averaging strategy is basically I'm taking a set amount of money per month and I'm investing in stocks consistently. Now that doesn't mean I'm buying every stock no matter what the price is, but every month, let's say if I set aside $500 or I do $1,000, depending on how my income fluctuates, because I'm a freelancer and things like that, so my income is variable. It's some months it's more, some months it's less. But what basically I know is that I'm going to be I know that I'm going to be purchasing stocks consistently, and that's what I think a lot of people that are going to do well in the coronavirus situation. I think so. When I say consistent, it means you can simply look for companies that there's always going to be companies that are undervalued, whether basically due to two main emotions. So when investors get the stock price up too much, that's when the shares but when they're so scared of the own the stock anymore, that become cheap. So one of the best examples is why I've been covering so many cannabis stocks, because I think that we've seen the bottom of cannabis stocks, and that the low prices that I was showing you guys some of my previous videos on Aurora Cannabis and Tilray and stuff like that. We're never going to see these cheap prices again for a long time. So that's an example. Say that it's okay to buy stocks on a regular basis, is to simply just find companies that are selling at very attractive prices and buy those. Or if you had bought at the top of this market, let's say you jumped in right up, you can simply average down, keep buying companies that will reduce your average cost per share, so that when this thing recovers, you're in the green. What I would say is that you have to buy, but don't think that you shouldn't buy anything at all, because this is one of the best opportunities, I think, to acquire shares at very cheap prices. I picked up nice stocks since this down. I've picked up Uber, I've been able to pick up Aurora Cannabis. I've been able to buy Match Group, which was a stock that I'm going to be talking about in a future video. Probably post that one later today. But a Match Group, the stock, Match Group, so I'm watching for a long time, because people are always looking to meet people on dating only going to increase more and more with 5G. So guys, what I would say is that stocks that are simply undervalued and try to pick those up. For stocks that you already own, that your average cost per share was a little up, the average down on those positions. I think it's a great time to buy stock. I think it's you should buying stocks is something that you can do every month. There will be companies that are undervalued in the stock market because the stock market is generally driven by human emotions. Now, in the long term, of course, stock prices are driven by earning the true intrinsic value of the company. But in short term market conditions, everything's driven by emotions. And that's what you're seeing now. Stocks were sold way, way, way off. And then when this came out, the stock market roared up. Well, is that really going to change earnings that much? No. The stimulus is not nearly to really keep the economy out of recession. It could come back down here. We could see the market, as earnings season comes up in April, but term, just as I showed you guys that earlier chart, if you take a look at the 5-year chart on the S&P 500, take a look at this chart. Okay, S&P chart over the last 5 years, epidemic, we were still on a major uptrend, and we still recovered. So there's still right around the S&P 500 below 2,200. So I don't think there's been so much money pumped into the economy and there's so many new businesses that have come out. I don't think that stocks are going to completely crash down all the way like they did in the 2008 financial collapse. No, this is different. This is a shutdown. So when things open back up, yes, a lot of people will not have a job to go to, but all of that spending that was shut off should pick right back up. A majority of the spending, because a lot of people are working from home now and they're just waiting to go back basically once this stuff clears up. Is this a good right now? Of course. I think for me personally, I'm thinking a 5-10 year plan, and I'm thinking some of these prices I'll never see them again. So me, I've actually been looking for more money to invest, and I've even borrowing money or something like more stocks, but I'm trying to stay conservative and not trying to get in over my head. About this, guys, I would say do your due diligence, be very selective on the type of company pick, and make sure you're in it for the long hauls. You want to buy into a company. It's like growing up when you plant a seed, right? When you plant a seed, you water your seed tree or your plant or whatever your flower you're growing, it sprouts into a beautiful flower, a beautiful tree. That's how I try to look at stocks now. I'm not trying to just look at them as blimps on a screen. Look at them as real shares of a real business. And when that business does well, I will do well as an investor. So I hope this guy's cleared up a lot of things. Let me know what you guys think about this video. What are you doing right now? Do you think this is a good time to buy stocks? Do you think it's a sell? Are you on the sidelines, or are you shorting stocks? Let me know what you're doing, and be sure to share your personal opinion in the comments. I really enjoy reading your guys' comments. You guys out there are some very investors, and I would love to just hear your opinions, current market conditions. And also be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be posting more often now, a different mix of videos like this where I'm answering questions, and also videos looking at specific stocks as well. So that's it for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed your weekend, and looking forward to the market open on Monday. So that's it for now, guys. Take care.